meals, I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TV booth, JB Smooth and 1 to 2s, and special guests in the building. Sam! I'm not gonna call you Sam Flannel. I hate that I do that because Flannel Sam. And now Neil's got me saying it too.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. And this time, I don't even have to wear a hot dog suit. So I'm free, I'm ready. Let's get after it, bros.
Let's get it. Sus, you said something right when we started. What were you saying?
Oh. I was just saying, you know, things ain't the same for gangsters. This beat. This beat.
I gotta listen to that song.
You've never heard that song?
I feel like, I probably have. I just can't bring it off the top of my head.
It's the first song on the documentary.
All right, I'll check it out.
2001.
Well, yeah, the documentary 2001.
Yeah.
Get your facts right, dude.
So I call it the documentary.
Do your homework.
The Chronic. Why am I calling it the documentary?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. The Chronic 2001.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. We got a big show packed for you guys. First and foremost, I'd like to say rest in peace, Coolio.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not gonna go there yet. Obviously, DJ Metcalf talking that some blahas. You know what I'm saying? To our guy Jeff Okudah. You guys saw the thumbnail. If you're listening on I'm sorry, WoodwardSports.com. Apologize. But obviously getting into that one. Aidan Hutchinson taking some. I don't want to call him strays, but he's taking some abuse out here.
Yeah.
In the Twitter webs.
Twitter versus.
Yeah, someone broke down like every single one of his pass rushes and put it out there on Twitter. And it's like, I'm not impressed.
I mean, there hasn't been much to be impressed about.
Ooh, we'll get to that one. Spinny.
Yes.
We've been called upon to talk Detroit hockey.
Who called upon
Some Detroit Red Wings, the away fan.
Okay.
So he listened to us on his drive back from Pennsylvania back to Michigan. I'm sorry, from Michigan to Pennsylvania. So we got to jump into that one.
For sure.
But, and honestly, I just need the refresher course, too.
Okay.
So there's a couple guys moved up here, a couple guys to be excited about, and I think, the fans need to know. Because hockey is low-key lit.
Yes.
As a guy who's like, just started kind of watching it. Yeah, let's do the hockey. And we're hockey town, bro. Like, we gotta talk a little bit of hockey.
Yeah,
I know it's preseason, but nonetheless, Detroit Lions continue to mount up with injuries, and I have a bit of a conspiracy theory with that one, too, man. Too many adding up to some bad signs. I don't know how to correct it, but it's just too many at this point, too consistent at this point. I mean, injuries last year, injuries this year. Yeah, you got to do the... What? Obviously, Thursday night football, basketball, all that good stuff. Ryan Armani and Braylon Edwards did a 15-minute mini reaction video to the Jeffrey Dahmer series.
They did.
Do you guys partake?
I have not partooketh.
Sus?
Not yet, but the Ted Bundy one was good. So if it's Netflix, I may actually check it out.
You gotta check the Ted Bundy one. I always do about
that one
Jeffrey
was really
Dahmer.
good. I watched. There's two of them. There's like the Zac Efron movie, which is pretty good, and then there's like the actual docu series type. Both are really good. I recommend the docu series first, though.
Not like.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't get the hype behind serial killers.
I don't either. It's weird.
But you watch it. What do you mean you don't?
It's like, let's hype these guys up. Like, no, it makes more people want to go be serial killers.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. Yeah, I don't think it's hype. It's just like it's interesting, bro. It's just like
I think it's hype.
some wild dudes. Well, no, it doesn't draw your curiosity. Like, how could you be so like monstrous?
You
And,
see
like,
all these people
do
out there
these
like,
things.
I'd let Jeffrey Dahmer kill me and eat me.
No, I mean, I don't think people. I mean, maybe they're saying that.
That was the most messed up part of the Ted Bundy one. Is obviously at this point it's like near the end, and spoiler alert. But he's in court, and everybody knows he's done like at least a certain amount of these crimes. So everybody knows he's a rapist and a murderer. And these girls are just like, I don't know, there's just kind of something about him. There's just kind of something about him. They're throwing their fingers in there like, what are you doing? This man's a serial killer. They're like, he's kind of handsome. He's like, he's serial killer handsome. Stop it.
Is Jeffrey Dahmer the one that eats people?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to watch that. I don't want to... No, I don't need that in my life.
You're not curious like someone gets to that point though, or
no.
like no,
I'm not. You're a freak. You're a weirdo.
Wow, don't kink shame, dude. It's 2022. No, I'm playing.
It's like, man. I mean, I'm good on that. I'm just, I'm gonna watch some anime. I'm gonna watch something else.
I'm more surprised how many people like don't know about him. Because like when I was with my grandma,
weird.
that's how she kept me like close to the house.
Every time we're
yeah. She's like, there's a guy out there eating kids, eating little black boys. I was like, oh God. Shout out to my grandma. She's listening. No, for real, she did though. I was always terrified of this guy. Flannel Sam.
All right, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. By the way, just for the record, I saw one episode of the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, and it was pretty wild. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I get what you're saying though, Spencer, because these serial killers, they really do become almost like idolized, and it almost takes away from the victims who they killed, because all you want to know is the psychology of the serial killer. Like, how do they get that way? Without remembering that they killed people. There are people who died. There's families that are mourning and suffering. So, Spencer, you're one of the few people that have brought that up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
even though I kind of still like serial killer stuff.
If my child was eaten by Jeffrey Dahmer, I don't want to watch a documentary about the guy. Like,
that's fair.
Come on now.
That's fair.
We don't need to promote that any more than it already is.
JB, you partake?
Oh, I'm watching it, but I probably need to rewatch the first 2 or 3 episodes because I probably fell off from what I did see. But I don't know, girls like serial killers, man. It's kind of weird.
You know what y'all are into? Girls are into toxic men.
Yeah.
I will say that.
For sure. So I'm about to just start punching people. Oh, what's up? Bah! Nice to meet you. No, but... Dude, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know. Somebody can be like, yeah, let's sit down. Let's get in the mind of a serial killer. It's like, no, that is not a place I want to be. I don't want to be there. I don't want to see that.
I don't know. I guess I'm just more curious of like how they got to that point, or like what happened in their life to like make them that way. But
he's a weirdo.
Yeah, that's honestly like watching this one. That's what this one is. I mean, his mom seemed kind of crazy from like watching that stuff. I know that part.
Probably some kind of childhood trauma.
Just so many crazy like things that happen within it too. Like he's been stopped by the cops like 2 times while he had like victims with him, and like they just let him go. There's like always, your average like Flannel Sam looking dude. We just let him go.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
That's Flannel Sam opens his flannel. He's got like a bunch of ears on it.
He's got chainsaws and stuff like that.
Welcome to my flannel collection.
I mean, by the numbers. Dahmer's up there. I'm just saying. You got 17 of them boys starting like 81. You just, by the numbers.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. I think who's got the most up there is John Wayne Gacy. That's the next Netflix one I'm looking for.
He's the clown, right? See, like that's a twofer. I'm good on clowns. I'm good on serial killers. So I don't need either of those in my life. I'm gonna just watch like Seabiscuit, or I'm gonna just chill with Madge.
I'm gonna watch Seabiscuit.
I'm gonna chill with Madge. We're gonna watch baseball. Like I'm good. I'm good on the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff.
I'd rather not watch baseball. I'm sorry to all Tigers fans. Aaron, I know you're listening. If you guys want some baseball, have it with Woodward Tigers after the show. But we ain't talking too much baseball here. I'm just saying. Is there anything in the base that worth
Tigers
talking
have
right
won like 5 in a row.
For real?
Yeah, 6 in a row today. They put it to the Royals today. Javi Baez hit a home run. Flannel's boy.
Oh.
They're looking. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're undefeated since Scott Harris took over.
Rick in the Woodward Sports chat just says Eazy just moved up 2 spots in Flannel's hit list.
I do not have a hit list, just for the record. For the record.
All right, good.
Every flannel he owns was taken off one of his victims.
Yo, that'd be wild.
We should write a fan fiction.
Yeah, we should write a short film for Halloween coming up too.
I mean, if it's fiction, if it's not based on a true story, that could be an interesting kind of story.
We're on to you, man.
I mean, do I have like the archetype of a serial killer? I'd like to think not, but
no. I thought you said I like to think so. I was like. I mean, maybe you would like to think so. Girls are into it.
Apparently. I mean, my fiance is super into serial killer documentaries. She's even said, and I can't believe I'm about to out her, she said that her favorite serial killer is John Wayne Gacy. And even I had to be like, what the?
I don't want to, I don't want to power rank serial killers like that.
Why does she have a favorite serial killer? Wait,
I was even saying that same thing, JB. That's a great point.
Flannels, you got the archetype. That's why she's into you, man.
Hey, I mean, I don't know, at least maybe one of the more handsome serial killers, I'd like to think. Not the one that you look at and be like, that guy's a serial killer, but maybe one that could kind of like just ease on his way into normal life and then be the least one you expect.
This is wild.
I'm so scared right now.
But that's what tripped me out though, because like I feel like anybody who knew Dahmer was like that. Yeah, that guy's a weirdo. But like I don't know the full Ted Bundy thing, and I don't want to because I want to watch the movie. But like they said he was like a good-looking guy. Like a lot of people would fall for that stuff. John Wayne Gacy would dress up as a clown and do like shows like children's hospitals and stuff like that. Like I guess maybe my excuse is I'm looking for the science, so I know to stay away from certain people. Maybe
I just see.
I
don't like
life
stuff
without
like
it.
that because it's too real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's too real.
That's what's
like I
crazy
think
too.
about it, I'm like, damn, that could be just Jim walking down the street. I say hi to every day. I could go into his house. He's got 6 people chained up in the basement. I'm like, I don't want to think about that kind of stuff.
I'm just kidding, like Jason. Unless you won't do it.
There was a guy. We went up north and we did this tubing thing when we were up north, like tubing on the river. And it was a real sketchy situation. Like his house was in the middle of the trees where we got the tubes from. Yeah. And he was like, none of you could come in here because of COVID. And it was like 3 months ago. I was like, bro, COVID never came up here. Like, COVID, you don't know about COVID.
COVID just made this a walkie bridge, brother.
You don't got PETA in here or whatever. They're not coming to check up on your COVID rules. I was like, he's got some kids chained up in that basement or something. I was like, that's why, because like my boy Darius had to pee. And so, like, he walked right in while the guy was, like, explaining. And he, like, turned around and was like, no. He, like, ran up and grabbed. He's like, the bathroom's, like, a mile down the road. I was like, dude.
I mean, this is up north and Darius is, like, black.
No,
maybe
but
he's the one I'm not going around the bathroom.
It was also, like, my friend Corey tried to do it, too. Yeah. And it was also, like, real sketchy. Like, the dude was, real sketchy. Like,
what's, like
tooth, like, every third tooth was gone. Oh. It was, had the big glasses with like
serial killer archetype.
Dude, it was
that's
honestly,
archetype B. So Flannel Sam's archetype A. Oh my God. I'm sorry, bro.
I do not second any of this. I mean, you guys started it, but I did kind of egg it on too. So I take some culpability, but no, I am a regular, average, ordinary man, not a serial killer.
Dun dun
dun dun. They want you to think.
That's what they want you to think.
Exactly what a serial killer.
Yeah. A non-killer just go along with the joke, Flannel Sam.
Yeah. I mean, wait, hey.
Hey, baby.
Oh, the first segments. They're my favorite. They're just, they make the world go round, don't they?
Oh, my God.
If I had a power rankings, though, that ass, like,
still,
like no cap, John Wayne Gacy, I think, by the numbers, has, like, the most. You got like 35 plus, no?
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying.
I think we need to list kill the killers.
Dude,
all right, tomorrow, opening segment with power ranking serial killers.
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Where does he rank?
I was telling him.
Yeah, he was talking about that.
I was talking about him. I forgot his name.
Guy.
Yeah, that guy was like, he was like satanic, and that guy's a trip.
What about like the OGs? Like Jack the Ripper.
Like Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, Jack the
Ripper's the real OG.
He is a real OG. Yeah. He got a couple of them. Yeah, that's right.
Who's the GOAT?
There's a
Jack the Ripper's like Jordan. Ted Bundy's like Bron.
Oh my! It depends how you look at the eras, all right?
Can't compare eras.
One was better in their prime.
Can't compare eras, bro.
Wouldn't BTK be like Larry Bird then, or something like that? If we're playing that game, oh man, we should probably go to break, right?
Yeah.
We should pay some bills.
Speaking of being protected, all right, from these type of people.
Who's BTK? Why do you guys know this many serial killers?
I don't know what that is. Listen. All right? There's nothing better on game day than a rockin' tailgate. All right, get you guys some protection because with all the fun comes some responsibility too. Host Liquor Liability is the name, and it's important coverage while hosting a high school, college, or pro tailgate. Let our guy Mark at Swiss Insurance protect you. Make sure you are protected so you can enjoy the big game. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time, only all new burgers and loaded fries are back at Big Boy. It's not the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. And guess what else is new? They got the bacon blue. What about upgrading those fries? They got nacho fries. They got chili cheese fries. And they got baked potato fries that, trust me, those are the hitters right there. So, satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Speaking of taste buds, Jeffrey Dahmer. No, I'm kidding. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spitball Rex. We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth, and the Flannel Killer in the mask shirt. No, I'm playing. All right, before we went to break, you just have to answer this because like people were kind of left hanging. I promise you guys will talk sports. The BTK, who is this guy? Because I never heard of this guy either.
Oh, he was a serial killer. I think he got caught in the early 2000s. He had evaded justice for many, many years. It stands for Bind, Torture, Kill. Jesus. That's what that was an acronym for.
Wow.
So yeah.
Where's he at on your girlfriend's power rankings?
I don't know. All I know is that she has John Wayne Gacy #1, which I still find a little bit weird. But hey, I'm marrying her, so it's obviously not a deal breaker.
By the numbers. Yeah. I mean, he would be one. But headed back to sports. All right. Speaking of, this is a bad transition, but speaking of killing it, Jeff Okudah's been killing it. All right. He's been labeled as a shutdown corner in the first 3 weeks of the NFL season.
Yes.
And apparently, this question was, asked to. Yeah, here's the stats. Shout out. Week 1, 0 catches, 0 yards. Devontae Smith, who continued to have a good year afterwards. Terry McLaurin, only 2 catches, 22 yards. And Justin Jefferson, only 3 catches on 14 yards. By the numbers. Jeff Okudah's having a stellar start to the year. By the numbers. But this must have been brought up to DK Metcalf, the Seattle Seahawks wide receiver, an extremely talented young man, and he had this to say.
Jeff Okudah's locked down 3 really good receivers the past 3 weeks. What have you seen from him on film going into this matchup?
There's a safety over the top of him, so he's really not locking people down, but he's a good corner.
Sounds scared.
Sheesh.
Sounds scared. DK, you scared, huh? You shivering in them boots? No, I mean, it's just hate. Hate. You know, they call DK Metcalf, Thug Nasty, player hater of the year. Because that's just hate. Like, the guy is locking down. Stop it. Go watch the clips. Go watch the highlight. Go watch the game film. Guy Jeff Okudah is doing his thing out there, performing at a high level. There might be safety help, but guess who doesn't need it? Jeff Okudah, because he's been clamping. Like white on rice. Like a hobo on a ham sandwich. The guy Jeff Okudah has been playing out of his mind. I think DK is just trying to act cool, trying to act tough. As receivers do. They never give props when props are due to cornerbacks especially. So, DK is just talking that mess.
Yeah.
He's about to get clapped on Sunday. So, he might be a little scared of El Jefe.
I honestly... he is right, though.
Jeff Okudah hasn't been locking people down?
There has been safety help. At least last week, for sure.
But he said he's not locking them down.
All right, so... First, Devontae Smith, that was like, uno mano y mano. He got that one. He got the better of him. The one pass breakup he was credited for was like a weird one where Devontae Smith wasn't looking, just hit him in the chest. Week 2, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't keep a spyglass on Jeff Okudah for that one and what the situation was with that game. But On the tape that I watched in the Minnesota game, I mean, he did have safety help.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he doesn't have safety help.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's like I could for sure say that he locked him down because like there's times where Justin Jefferson did break away.
Yeah,
but obviously there was a safety there. There actually was one catch.
There was times where Jeff Okudah threw him to the ground by himself.
For sure.
Before the safety got there.
Did catch a PI for that though.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that. It's against the rules.
Do it again.
Was he like a serial killer out here? He's breaking all the rules.
Do it again. No, but it's, I'm not saying there's not safety help.
Yeah.
But on great receivers, there are going to be safety. There's going to be safety help.
Yeah, it's just smart.
That's how you play the game of football.
Yeah.
Like, there's something to be said for the numbers this guy is putting up.
By the numbers.
Jeff Okudah has been locking people down.
So are you ready to say he's a lockdown corner? You still
no, not yet. I want to see more of it.
Yeah.
It's three games doesn't make a career.
I mean, he's definitely having like a good year for sure. And I don't think people should be too surprised by it. I think the reason why people are surprised by it was like the propaganda, like hate. Like there was just such a bad there's a slander going on his name since since his rookie year. And your rookie year is rookie year. Like you're allowed to that's your year you mess up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like truthfully like your first 2 years you're allowed to look kind of like subpar at times, but. I don't know. I'm just not ready to say that Okudah is for sure a lockdown corner. Do I think he can lock down DK? Yeah, DK is he's been mid all year. I'm looking at his stats in the year. He's only 16 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown, 1 fumble. You know what I'm saying? And he's not playing against top-tier defenses. Yeah. I mean, I guess did play San Fran, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was that, but I don't know. Sam, where you at with this one?
So DK Metcalf needs to be careful what he wishes for because Jeff Okudah just played the biggest role out of anybody, even if he wasn't locked down, in completely shutting down Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson was a complete non-factor. Jeff Okudah, with a little bit help from the safeties, basically said, you get nothing. That's what Justin Jefferson did. Jeff Okudah helped shut down Devontae Smith to where he really got nothing, 0 catches, 0 yards. Jeff Okudah did a really good job against Terry McLaurin. And Terry McLaurin and Justin Jefferson are both better receivers than DK Metcalf. I got some numbers for you from DK Metcalf. Number one, he has only had 1,000-yard season. He has not even been the most productive wide receiver on his own team in the last 3 years. Tyler Lockett has. And DK Metcalf is prone to being locked down. In the last 2 seasons, although this season's only been 3 games, 4 catches for 43 yards. 1 catch for 13 yards, 4 catches for 31 yards, 3 catches for 26 yards, and then this season 4 catches for 35 and 7 for 36 for an absolutely putrid 5.1 yards per catch. Those were some games that DK Metcalf has had in the last couple years, or one in 1/5 years or whatsoever. So that's 6 out of the last 20 in which he has been completely shut down. So to think that he is above getting shut down by a damn good corner like Jeff Okudah, he's just talking a lot of mess because for being a physical freak for obviously having one great year, his other 2 seasons have been very, very good, but certainly not great. If Jeff Okudah can help shut down Justin Jefferson, if he can do a really good job against Terry McLaurin, he absolutely could shut down DK Metcalf. So DK Metcalf gave Jeff Okudah some bulletin board material, so he might have just effed up.
Yeah, 100%. To be honest with you, I mean, you made a great point. Last week, this is in terms of he's for sure a good corner. I'm not ready to say lockdown, but he's a good corner because last week between Amani Warrior and Jeff Okudah was a guy selected to shadow Justin Jefferson. And he still played his part enough, shut him down long enough where Kirk Cousins was forced to his second read. He had that one where Justin Jefferson did have a drop last week, but Okudah was right there to push him right after. I love the back and forth. JB, I knew you took some notes for the show. What do you got to say on this one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you put up the graphic before. Those aren't small-time names that Okudah's locking down
That's
out
fair.
there.
That's fair.
Those are big names. And I know DK has to go out there, show face, be like, yeah, I'm better than him. Yeah, okay. Pump the brakes right there. Because all the stuff that you're saying is just adding fire to that fuel right there for Okudah just to come out there and smoke you. He's playing like the old Ohio State cornerback he used to be. And to quote Aaron Glenn, bro, that's defense. It doesn't matter if there's a safety helping back there or a linebacker. It's defense. We're out here trying to win games, not personal accolades. That might be good for you, but, dude, we're out here trying to win games, and we need to win this game on Sunday.
Yeah,
100%.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to take shots. Oh, there's safety help. There's safety help on all good receivers. And when you're playing guys like Justin Jefferson, who's arguably the best receiver in the game, there's going to be safety help. So don't get on your high horse. Don't try to shoot down the man who's had 3 fantastic games so far.
Yeah.
Who has played lights out to begin this season. Because, I don't know, you think you're better than everybody because you chased down Budda Baker? Like, that's his career highlight.
Yeah.
Is a chase down on an interception.
Got the pass fire on the sideline.
Yeah. Come on now, man.
Yeah, he's like your typical kind of coming like your diva wide receiver.
Yeah.
And like Sam said, like right now on the year, Lockett has more receptions and yards than him.
I mean, Lockett's had 3,000-yard receiving seasons in a row, and DK Metcalf only 1 out of the 3. And I'm not saying DK Metcalf is bad, not by any means. He had 1 great year in 2020, and he's still a fantastic wide receiver. But when you're not even the most productive wide receiver on your own team, after he just helped shut down Justin Jefferson, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, arguably number 1, I think you need to pump the brakes a little bit. And like you said earlier, Eazy, to start the season, I mean, DK Metcalf has had 2 games in which he's had less than 40 receiving yards. So he's been, by dictionary definition, mid.
DK Metcalf.
Hey.
No, 100%, man. Like, by the numbers, Okudah's off to a better start than he is this season. And I will say this, though. I'm not 100% like ready to call Okudah lockdown. He is having a phenomenal start to the season. But, like, if we went by the numbers all the time, like Tua Tagovailoa would be the 2nd best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not the case. You know, numbers in football more specifically, I feel like numbers can lie to you. You know, me and Sus were looking at the rushing yards, talking about our defense topic we got later on the show, but like even then things are just like misconstrued and just like I don't know. But who do you think he locks down this week, Lockett or Metcalf? I guess given this like bulletin board material and like I guess the threat of each of them too.
It's tough because Okudah has been, bullying these guys off the line.
Yeah,
that's how he's been winning these matchups. I don't know if you're gonna be able to bully DK Metcalf off the line.
Yeah, you're not.
Like that dude's a unit. That dude's a refrigerator who runs a 4-4. Like it's so. We'll see. I don't know, honestly. I don't know who they're going to match up on. Seeing what they did last week where Okudah followed around the best receiver, I wouldn't be surprised if he was on Metcalf all game.
I almost kind of just knowing like his like style of play, how physical he is at the line and jamming these guys, like just because Lockett is a smaller guy, I think he'd have more success jamming him obviously than DK. And knowing that Lockett's a better receiver technically this year too, and like I guess the past couple games as Sam was saying, I almost rather have him still shadow Lockett.
Yeah.
If he shadows anybody, I mean, this is a team you may not even have to shadow anybody. You can just, put who on who or wherever they fall. But I don't know. How you feel about that one, Sammy?
I mean, I think he's probably going to shadow DK because he is a physical corner. He wants to jam you. And, like, Tyler Lockett is just so quick. I'm not saying he could actually jam DK Metcalf, but you don't want DK Metcalf to get a clean release. If you can just bother him a little bit, I think that will do something. So I think if I were Aaron Glenn, I would have him on DK Metcalf, but hey, maybe AG knows something we don't. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to need help. You're going to need help on him no matter where you're at, no matter who's covering. And if you need help when you're looking to buy or sell your home, there's only one decision you can make, and that's Michael Phillips. Because whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Join Woodward Sports at the Brass Rail for all Lions home games. Pre-game check-ins live from the Cuervo Zone. Stay and watch the game.
Watch the game.
And then we go live at the 2-minute warning for a post-game party with Stick, Anson, and myself. Every home game after the party, or after the game, come party at the Brass Rail. We're there before, we're there during, and we're there after the game. So come check us out.
Come join Woodward Sports. I'm sorry.
What was that?
That's what you just did. I love you, though. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. Say it with your chest. I'm your boy, Easy, my man, Spin More Racks. We got Young Sus in the TV booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. The flannel killer in the man's chair. Yeah, just before the break, we were talking about, I guess, are we even going to see Okudah on DK Metcalf come Sunday? Because I truly feel like, in the same way Devontae Smith got jammed up and locked down by Jeff Okudah, just based off their build, I feel like that's like, you know what I'm saying? I know that Okudah's more likely to shut down a Lockett than he is a Metcalf, just based off his playing style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but the only thing is Tyler Lockett too quick for Jeff Okudah? That's the thing that I'm a little bit worried about. But if he can get his hands on Tyler Lockett and jam him, he'll obviously throw him off his game, I think, more than DK's. But can Jeff Okudah effectively jam Tyler Lockett? I don't know.
I mean, I'm just like, I like my odds of that one versus like DK Metcalf. I only brought that back up because shout out to my guy Joe 2 times in the Woodward Sports chat, brought it up, and I wanted to say that I said it first. Ha! I'm just kidding. But carrying on about the Detroit Lions defense and guys getting killed. Aidan Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. I can't even say he's catching strays out here. They're like going for the jugular on this guy.
No, no strays. Yeah, he's not catching strays. They're coming right for him.
You actually, you had smoke for him beginning the show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's smoke or more than it is just fact. He's only been the box scorer in one game this year. The only game he has any type of stats is game 2. Obviously, he had a great game. He had 3 sacks, he had 6 tackles, but in week 1 and week 2, dude, I think he had half a tackle in week 1, and that's it. This is the number 2 pick in the draft. This is the blue chip player that you're expecting to be your cornerstone on defense for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to see a little bit more out of him.
I'm glad we got you today, Flannel Sam. Because you're the one that went out there and said he's getting 12 sacks, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he's still on pace for more than 12 sacks, just for the record. But I get what Spencer's saying, because for 5 out of 6 halves, he's been, I would say, unimpactful. But the one half that he was amazing, he was, phenomenal. He had 3 sacks. I don't think the Lions actually win that game without the contributions of Aidan Hutchinson, because when you're sacking the quarterback 3 times, those are momentum, game-changing type plays that can help lead to wins. And the Lions shut out the Commanders in the first half, which I know the Commanders kind of made a run in the second half, but it was never really close. It was never really in question, and that is in part because of how dominant Aidan Hutchinson and the defense was in the first half of that game. But it is a little bit of a cause for pause that the majority of the time in the games, Aidan Hutchinson, sometimes you don't even know he's on the field, but at the same time, that's kind of the nature of a defensive end. You're going to make a couple of really, really big plays a game, hopefully. But the rest of the game, you'd like to see him be more impactful in the run game. You'd like to see him get more, I'd say, effective pressures to where the quarterback doesn't just step aside and elude him. So there is some cause to pause, but I think Hutch is going to bounce back big against Seattle this week.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I still think he's the real deal. I mean, Spinny, you and I, and our guy Dosa Dion too. We attended camp. I was there pretty much every damn day, and I saw the it in him. We also spoke on this show several times of how in private these Detroit Lions defensive coaches were like, "Damn, we got one." And then once more when Aaron Glenn went to him during the joint practice, yeah, we got one. I mean, speaking of that Colts joint practice, there was something trending on Twitter. We dusted that one guy in the 1v1 drills. Didn't even touch him. Mm-hmm. And I'm with you, too. I think a lot of it has to do with that thigh injury, because obviously we saw in the first half. And I guess the only reason why I brought this up as a topic is shout out to Bryce Rustler on Twitter. He broke down, he clipped all of Aiden's like pressures and hurries and sacks, and he's like, do any of these reps like look necessarily impressive to you? And I have to admit, in that Washington game, he had the one clean break right to the quarterback because of John Kaminsky, who I do think we do miss on the defensive line. And then the rest of them were kind of just like effort sacks where he's Carson's trying to escape the pocket and he just happens to run into Aidan, or obviously Aidan just hit that spin move or third move and ran into him and got him. But none of them were like necessarily like dominant. You know what I'm saying? He didn't dominate like his defender. But I will say though in the Philly game, I think he got the best of a lot of guys. He just over pursued and actually getting the tackle. And Jalen Hurts obviously is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, over pursued, missed a couple sacks that could have been available against a weaker quarterback. In that Philly game, you talk about his deep thigh contusion. That kind of hampered him in the last game. I'm with Sam, though. I agree that I think he'll have a better game against
Seattle.
I think he's going up. They're starting 2 rookie tackles. They have Geno Smith, who is not the most nimble guy in the pocket. I think he's kind of clumsy in the pocket at some times. So I expect Aidan Hutchinson to be healthier in this game, to be going up against rookie tackles, to go out there and make some plays. So it's, you'd like to see more of it. Like you said, in that last game, he was kind of invisible. He was getting blocked by tight ends. He was getting blocked by running backs. It was not great, but I'll give him a break because he was injured and they were getting the ball up fast. But still, we need to see a little bit more out of him.
Yeah, and I credit the injury to part of the reason he was slowed down last week, too, because, look at his practice schedule that week. He didn't practice a single day up until Friday. So obviously it's bothering quite a bit for like a rookie, especially. Like veterans, you can get like days of rest because you kind of know what the hell you're doing. You've been in the game for a while. Aidan Hutchinson is a rookie to have like that many days off, and then just probably just gave it to go Friday. And we saw how competitive he was in game 1 where they're trying to take him off the field. He was denying him then at that point too. Like, and I told you this back at the Brass Rail, we partying during the Commanders when I was like, I still feel like Austin Bryant at 100% is better than Aidan at 60% at this point. I'm just more confident in that. If he is banged up, I want him to get his rest, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather him, like, chill, get healthy, and come back and be the guy we saw in the first half of the Commanders game.
Yeah, and if he's the guy we see in the first half of the Commanders game, he's definitely Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he's trending really high up. And I do think we shouldn't sleep on the fact that I truly believe that if Aidan Hutchinson doesn't play against the Commanders, that the Lions lose. Because Aidan Hutchinson was the most impactful defender in the first half on a defense that shut out the Commanders, that allowed the Lions to take a 22-0 lead. We can't just sleep on the fact that he was phenomenal, he was dominant. To me, I get what that guy was saying, that they weren't always just him just beating a lineman off the edge. But even if they are more effort sacks, Aidan Hutchinson still has to be there and make the sack. If he's not there, who knows? Carson Wentz may be able to scramble out and complete a pass for first down. So I'm not worried at all about Aidan Hutchinson yet, although for a lot of portions of games, he does kind of disappear, and you wonder if he's even on the field and doesn't make an impact. But against Seattle, this is set up for him in a must-win game for the Lions to just get after Geno Smith, just abuse those rookie tackles, and just get to Geno Smith, who, like Spencer said, doesn't have great pocket presence and isn't really that much of a threat with his legs.
Yeah.
And I want to go to JB real quick, too. But before I do, I want to remind you, I guess, of the 2022 class. Aidan does rank first in sacks. For some reason, PFF has him tied with Dominic Robinson, who has 3 sacks, but Pro Football Reference has Dominic Robinson with 1.5. So I'm looking for an answer on that one. But I digress. Second QB hits and second QB hurries in terms of like his draft class. Mm-hmm. It's still pretty damn good to me. But JB, how you feel with the Aidan Hutchinson stuff?
I'm still confident in him. I know we need to get back to how we played that first half against Washington. So that needs to happen back in this game right here. But we put a lot on him coming off that first game with those 3 sacks to put that more pressure on him to get to Kirk Cousins like that. I know, he got blocked, as Spencer says, from running backs, tackles, everything like that. But he has to do a little bit more when it comes to just getting out there on plays. If you're not going to make the sack, at least help out whenever way you can. But I think this game, like I said, Geno Smith isn't a world beater. You'll be able to get to him if you just put that pressure on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his rookie year too.
It's his rookie year. Yeah, I'm not up here saying, "Oh, he's a bust. He sucks. He'll never be." No, I'm just saying I want to see more out of him. I'm saying I want to see production every week. I want to see something tangible every week, not one half of football where you explode. And then, like Flannel said, for 5 halves, it's kind of, where is he out there?
100%. Joe Beerline in the Woodward Sports chat mentions, we're going to talk about the other D linemen not winning 1v1s, and I want to defend my guy Charles Harris because he has. I think he leads the team this year with QB hits. Obviously led them last year in sacks. He has a 1 sack this year that was actually turned to a safety. So I'm defending my guy Charles Harris a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, I'm a little bit disappointed in Aidan in, and just because it's supposed to be like one of the benefits of having him, not even like in terms of like an edge rusher, but the run defense. Last week against Dalvin Cook, I tried defending our run defense heading into that game because I was like, a lot of that stuff, a lot of those stats come from Jalen Hurts abusing us, but Dalvin Cook got off too. I think he had 97 yards before he got out of the game.
Yeah.
I like to see Aidan step up in the run game.
Yeah, definitely. You need to see that a little bit. You need to see, like I said, I'd like to see more production out of him in all facets of the game. But he is a rookie. He is a young guy. He's still learning. He's going to get better. I'm not freaking out about it. I'm just saying, he's brought in to be our cornerstone, to be our guy. He's getting these opportunities. So I'd like to see it.
100%. We about to say something about the run defense, Sam?
Oh, just that Dalvin Cook, that was the thing. He kind of abused the Lions last week on the ground. And one of the big reasons why they were able to tie the game after the Lions had taken a 14-0 lead. And I said it a little bit on BDE, that Aidan Hutchinson in the run, like defending the run, that's where he has been a little bit disappointing because that was something that he was good at Michigan, something that was kind of like talked about when we were talking about who we should draft. Aidan Hutchinson can stop the run. But he is a rookie. I do expect improvements, but this week it might be a little bit, I wouldn't say a referendum game, but he has to show out. He has to win matchups versus rookie tackles and get to Geno Smith, because if he can, the Lions got this game, a game they need to have.
100%. There's another comment in the Woodward Sports chat that I want to get to, but not before you tell us about Planet Fitness, Smitty.
Yeah, and as you know, we broadcast the show live from the Planet Fitness studios in Birmingham. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership, just $10 a month, or the Black Card if you're a real baller for $24.99. Black Card members enjoy the use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, along with access to over 2,000 gyms worldwide. So make sure you join today, in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
At Alta,
uptime
matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Make sure you give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
uptime
matters. That thing in the back of my man Mike G speaking in tongues. The K-Cam got going crazy. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. If you guys are listening through audio, you can always check in on WoodwardSports.com and view the K-Cam yourself. All right, the chat's going crazy right now. We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth in the audio booth, and the Flannel Killer in the mask chair. I'm sorry. Maybe I did just like become the first on the list. I apologize, Sam.
It's all good.
You better not wear a flannel.
I just go missing. Maybe your girl's into it though.
No. Sam's like, I'm never coming back on this damn show.
It's all good.
Should we break the Lions talk with some Red Wings, or should we carry on to the next Lions topic and do the Red Wings after?
It's up to you, man.
What are you feeling? Because you're the one I'm going to in the Red Wings stuff.
I'm down whenever.
I can only give you the Swedes.
I'm down whenever.
Okay. I kind of want to get to my conspiracy theory. Is that cool?
Yeah. What's your conspiracy theory?
I have it.
Oh.
Lions. So the Detroit Lions injuries. I probably didn't put too much of this. Oh no, I did actually put some of the stuff in the prep for you guys. But obviously we're dealing with now, DeAndre Swift, who consistently hasn't been healthy, which could be a him thing, right? But now Amon-Ra St. Brown not healthy. TJ Hawkinson can never seem to stay healthy. In the offseason, we actually had both Tyrell Crosby and John Pennicini retire.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyrell Crosby, notably quoting, saying that training staff as misdiagnosing his injury. They thought it was something in his leg, and it ended up being a degenerative back issue that he went and got a second opinion on, was confirmed that was the issue. And he even trashed Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes for it too. They're saying they don't treat you like they care. They said they didn't care about my injury. They told me I was being soft instead of working out in the weight room and all that good stuff. And just noticing the amount of injuries on this team, and maybe some of the injuries consistent to just the players in general. I gotta say, bro, maybe it's coincidence, but I don't think so. It's too consistent at this point. I think the Detroit Lions training staff sucks, bro. Is that you think I'm out of the box here? Is that not dots don't connect?
We are experiencing a lot more injuries than I've noticed around the league. We've got guys that can't seem to get healthy, and if they get healthy, they just go right back on the injury list. So, like you said, pointing to guys like John Pennicini, like Terrell Crosby, who retired early because of injuries forcing them to do that. You have guys that you've drafted like a Levi Ozarike who can't get healthy. Ify Melifonwu keeps getting hurt. Romeo Okwara, it's taking him this long to get back. Josh Pascal, we still haven't seen him yet because of injury. Man, you might be onto something. You might have something here, Easy. You might be connecting some dots, because it's tough when you see this happening. When you see 11 guys on the injury report for the first day of practice this week, it's tough to swallow that and just be like, it's just football. Yeah, people just get banged up. While that is part of it, it's also happening at a higher rate than the Lions. It seems like anybody else.
100%, and the guys that do get hurt seem to consistently stay hurt. They're not being fully treated back to health completely. I don't know. What's up, Sus?
I was just gonna say that it's funny that you brought up this topic, Easy, because I wanted to ask you this off mic. It's just this being my first season, fully diving in, watching every game, and following the team relentlessly. That's what kind of shocked me, is that every week we've had a topic about an injury, and not just an injury, but a big injury, a significant injury. A lot of these. So, but coming into it, I'm thinking, okay, is this just how football is? A lot of players get banged up. Some teams get banged up worse than others, and this is just a part of the game. And while that is true because it's more contact, I was actually going to ask you that same question of, is it just me, or are the Lions having the injury bug? Because we see it in all sports. Yeah. Every year a team has it. And sometimes that's a reflection of the training staff, like you said. Sometimes it's just the injury bug. But I was wondering if the level of injury is high, and it sounds like it is from both of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's concerning for me because, again, you can fire a coaching regime, and you see the offensive coordinator with that regime go. You see the defensive coordinator, guys like that go. Sometimes position coaches stay. They interview with the new head coach, and it happened with Ben Johnson. Thankfully, he ended up becoming our offensive coordinator. But the training staff, I think, is something that they stay with the team regardless. These are medical professionals hired by the Lions organization. And I'm not trying to I love my Lions.
Throwing shade on Dr. Pierce?
No. He doesn't work for the Lions.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to hire him.
Maybe they need to hire Dr. Pierce.
100%. But no, I'm not trying to bash the Lions. I love the team, but as an organization, if I'm being realistic about it, from everything, when they're ran by the Fords at the very least, I feel things are turning the corner with Sheila, but everything was ran poor. Everything was ran piss poor. Even to the point where I know there's certain Lion fans listening right now, when they tap into the press conferences on the Detroit Lions YouTube channel. There's no mic for the reporters. Sometimes you barely hear the questions being asked, and then it's just these guys answering. But when you go, because I'm a nerd like that, I'll watch the Seahawks press conferences. I'll watch the Vikings press conferences, see what they have to say about the Lions and our team. And like the reporters have mics, you know what I'm saying? Just basic stuff like that. For the longest time, we didn't ever have like thumbnails for our press conferences either. Like I feel like we're really just behind in terms of the organization, and I'm wondering, questioning if the medical staff is the same way too because of all this stuff.
Shout out to Ricky Booby in the WoodwardSports.com chat. He said the medical staff betting against the Lions. No wonder we can't win. They're out there taking parlays about how many people are going to get hurt. No, it's an honest question because it does seem like this is happening more and more for the Lions than anybody else. It obviously happened a lot last year and hampered the team to a major way. And it's continuing already only 3 weeks into this season where guys, like you said, aren't only getting hurt, but they're staying hurt. And it seems like it's taking longer and longer for them to get over these injuries. Yes, Sus, you had your hand up?
I hate that you do that because the whole time Jesus was here, never once was it said, "Oh, you Cheese This, you have your hand up." It's always Sus, you got your hand up.
He raised his hand like a fool.
It always comes back to with me, and again, watching Hard Knocks, the first episode, my first real introduction to Dan Campbell is him, being like, "I care about you guys. You think I'm crazy for having you in pads this early, all of that." So that was my first impression of Dan Campbell, and my mind immediately goes back to that every time I have an injury. How much responsibility does Dan Campbell hold in all of this? Do you buy any correlation there at all? Anything?
I mean, the maybe is in terms of like when it comes like the preseason or like training camp and stuff like that. But I feel like during the regular season, there's not like these are professionals. They're not running like tackling drills or anything like that. I feel like in the training camp that happens, like Dan Campbell said in practice, to wake these guys up. You know what I'm saying? As professionals, I don't think they're like doing too many like physical activities outside of conditioning and.
But is their body already like more wearing down,
more weathered from that?
Worn down? Yes.
I mean, it's
like, and that's it's an impossible question for you to like answer. But just
according to my medical studies and my Google,
numbers.
What does
PFF say about it?
Yeah, what's PFF got to say about it? No, I don't know, man. Because I think all the time too. Like sometimes if I like roll my ankle or like just this recent incident with my knee. I'm always like, damn, it's crazy that like these athletes like back on this like the next day. Like, they must have the best treatment because like I'm like, I can't do nothing right now. So I was saying, what are you partaking in the conspiracy theory?
It's tough because the Lions' injuries really have piled up. You have DeAndre Swift, who's going to miss some more games, who's had problems staying healthy his first 2 seasons. You have Tracy Walker, Jeff Okudah, and Romeo Okwara all have Achilles within a year of each other, like pretty much all 3 within a year. You have all kinds of nagging injuries. You've got Taylor Decker and Frank Ragnow missing significant portions of last year, and then Frank Ragnow missing a game this year. You have Vaitai. You have Jonah Jackson missing time. You have Amani Oruwariye missing a game. You have an injury report that has 11 people on it, 11 players, including guys like TJ Hawkinson, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Frank Ragnow, guys, Jonah Jackson, guys that the Lions really need. And it is a problem because if you keep having all these guys miss games, you're not going to win. You're just not, because you need your best players out there on the field. Is it random? I don't know. Is it the fault of the training staff being not as competent as other NFL training staffs? When the injuries are this bad and this kind of nagging, they're consistent and they're nagging. And I forgot all about Josh Paschal, who was their second-round draft pick but hasn't played, and you hear nothing about him. At this point, I almost forget that he's even on the team. There's always something nagging. There's always consistent injuries, and that could really derail the Lions' season. I mean, coming into the Seahawks game, for example, you think a healthy Lions team, they destroy the Seahawks. But with all these injuries, the Seahawks now seem to have a little bit of hope, and that's concerning. Injuries can ruin seasons for teams.
You mentioned something too, actually, just now, the Josh Paschal that I didn't think about before the show, which like all these like draft picks we've picked that are injured. You know what I'm saying, that the Levi Onwuzurike, the Josh Paschal, because this is the same training staff that I'm assuming is testing out these athletes at the combine, and maybe they're coming back saying, "Oh, this guy's good to go." And they're not, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're starting the season on the PUP list or the injury reserve, or like having the same consistent nagging injuries, like 3 Achilles, as you mentioned too, Sam, Romeo Okwara, Jeff Okudah, and now Tracy Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 3 the same injury. Is it Achilles injury that common in it? I mean, I know it happens, but like happens. 3 within the 3 years?
3 within a year and a half.
On the same team
is alarming. You know, maybe that is something they're doing. Maybe that is something they're not stretching well, or they're not doing the right things, like you said, recovery-wise or something like that. So it's definitely something they're going to have to look into, because it is an alarming amount of players injured in just 3 games.
100%. And like, I see the comments in the Woodward Sports chat. I see my guy Cornelius T mentions the Ravens from last year. Not this year, though. That happened last year for him. The Chargers this year didn't happen last year for him. Happened this year for him. The Lions, it's back-to-back years at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's last year and this year. These injuries like seem persistent. JB, I'm sorry, Sus, I saw your hand up, but I want to get JB just a little bit. Did you have a take on this one? Like, is there like any speculations in your opinion?
I don't really have any speculations, but I'm starting to come around to your theory a little bit more. Maybe it's the medical staff. Maybe they're not as top-notch as we think they need to be. But, yeah, it is very alarming and concerning that there's so many injuries piled up so much, and it's only week 4. Week 4?
Fire all Fire all the doctors.
Yeah,
they're overrated
right
anyways.
Now, so it's a little
Yeah,
bit
just use
concerning.
Google.
Yeah, just Google it.
Just Google all the injuries and see what they
go
do
to
from there.
WebMD.
Yeah, dude.
Throw some ice on it. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt in it.
Take a lap.
Yeah, take a lap.
I just feel like it's fair to question just because of, again, just knowing the Lions organization, like, over the course of history. You know what I'm saying? They've been kind of like just boo-boo in every form and fashion they've been run. Whether it's like, season ticket holders or not having like a heater in the practice field and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. It's fair. In my opinion, I just feel like it's fair to question. And I just wonder, like, how do we get it fixed? Because obviously we're not decision makers. And do we start, yelling on Twitter and stuff like that? Besides, you had your hand up again, though.
No, I think that Achilles thing is really lending me to believe that there is some truth in that. Because the Pistons back in, I think it was 2012 or 2013, it was that era, there was an issue where a bunch of players got high ankle sprains. Mm-hmm. And the team had the same shoe. So the medical staff actually outlined that shoe for the season. Actually, it was earlier than 2012 or 13 because Tayshaun was still on the roster. But yeah, it was an injury. It was an injury that was like frequently happening. The same injury to the team, and I can't think of a team that's had in any sport 3 torn Achilles. Now again, that can be just the luck. That can be, but there is some science to a certain number of players doing the same activities, having the same injuries. There can be some correlation there. So that leads me to believe that it is something. Maybe it's the equipment, maybe it's the training staff, or maybe it's Dan Campbell, or all of the above. But that does tend to make me believe in it even more.
You stop it, man! You're freaking me out!
I want to mention one more thing before we head off to pay some bills, but the lead trainer, Dave Granito, was actually fired just before this season, too. I don't know if you guys remember that. There's not really an explanation for that. It's not like anyone's like searching on like what's going on with the trainers.
He was poisoning the water supply.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe he's Dahmer 2.0. No. But I know I can't do anything about it. And how I deal with that, I sit in my room alone and I grab me a case of Gypsy vodka. But obviously I'm at home already, so I'm drinking responsibly, guys. Iced tea, lemonade, vodka, all made here at a local distillery in Petoskey, Michigan. 2 local brothers. Not like brothers, but brothers. You guys know what I mean. Make sure you guys support local business, man. Check out the Mulligan made by Gypsy Vodka at a Total Wine or golf course near you. And please do me a favor, drink responsibly. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
You guys, I'm just waiting to get in trouble for this one, all right? I am a white man. I'm trying to pass on this Rita Sus so I can't get in trouble for it. Because I don't know, I'll tell you guys, Sweet Pepper's the best place to tan, man. They got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. And right now, they'll beat all competitors by $5.
$5?
$5,
Wow.
The cleanest salons in the D, 26 locations and more. Make sure you check them out.
Check it out.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Morax. We are Young Sus in the TD booth. JB Smooth in the ones and twos. And oh my, you are the legend killer. You are a serial killer.
Hey.
The legend killer, Flannel Sam in the mask chair.
I wish I had the
Young
legend
Sus.
killer graphic.
You want to know why you
I
put it
thought
here? You put your hand up. You got to put your hand
True.
up if you want to be part of the show, man. You know the rules here. I saw in the Woodward Sports chat right before we went to break, they're commenting about Josh Pascal having a previous injury beforehand. But that's the point I made earlier, though, based off Sam's Josh Pascal comment, is like this is the same training staff that's going to Indianapolis during the combine to test these guys' medicals out. That's what Braylon says. It's the longest process, the longest part of the combine is sitting in line and getting all your measurements and medicals done, because it's 32 teams doing the same damn thing,
But that injury isn't what's keeping him out.
Josh Pascal?
Yeah, the injury he had pre-draft is not what's keeping him out.
No, it is.
He had the hernia before the draft?
Yeah, it's just the college rules. They're not allowed to say what it is.
Oh, yeah,
So
it's an abdominal injury.
Yeah, abdominal injury. Yeah. But again, that's the same training staff, doing the evaluations of these draft guys. Like, oh, this guy's good to go. Take him, round 2.
Yep.
Just saying.
Easy hates doctors. Confirmed.
No. Yeah. Well, they told me to keep losing weight. Gauge those guys. I don't need to lose weight. No. On a, I guess, a more upbeat note, Spinny, and I promise you guys will get back to football. I know a lot of you guys throw fits when we do this, but I want to talk about the Detroit Red Wings this year because I actually feel like they might be kind of sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to be better than they were last year. You see a lot of the things do. We got the new coach, obviously, in Lalonde. We're going to see how that works out. He is a first-time head coach. He's coming from a great organization in Tampa Bay. Stevie Y handpicked him to lead this team, lead these young guys. But the things that Stevie Y did in free agency cannot be understated. He brought in legitimate NHL players. You bring in Andrew Kopp. You bring in David Perron. You bring in Dominic Kubliak, Ben Sherratt, Oli Mata. These are guys that are rotation pieces. These are guys that are supposed to be on NHL rosters. So your rookies, your young guys, don't have to overexert themselves, try to do too much, to go out there and be a second liner, Philip Zadina, go out there and be something that you're not supposed to be. So now Philip Zadina falls down to the third line. It's going to make it a lot easier for him. Some of that pressure is going to be taken off of him. When you have a third liner scoring 20 goals a year, it makes it a lot easier. You look at what they did. Like I said, they added legitimate NHL players, and these are not the Johanssons. These are not the Mike Modanos. These are not guys that are 40 years old, falling apart, not going to make an impact. These are guys that will come in here and make an immediate impact on this team. These are guys that will come in here and play big-time minutes, both in regular 5-on-5 and in power play and penalty kill situations. That is really a big sell to this year's Red Wings team. Also, you look at the youth movement and what's going on.
Yeah.
We already know what we have with Raymond and Sider. You have guys like Bergeron and Edmondson who you're hoping to see on this team at some point this year. And then you probably have the biggest unicorn in the NHL in Elmer Soderblom. You look at this guy, he is 6'8", he is 250, he's a forward. He skates fantastically. He's actually got some mitts. Like, he's not just a guy that you're going to put out there, screen the goalie, try to get some tip-ins, just be a big body, power forward. Like, he's got finesse. He's got skill to his game. So you're hoping that guy makes his way up to this team at some point this year. They gave him a lot of PT in their last game against the Blackhawks. Unfortunately, we lost that game. But it still looked good. What he does out there is shocking. He gets every 50-50 puck because he just reaches around guys because he has a length advantage. He has pause. He's got a length. He's got a length advantage. He's got a height advantage. But I'm very excited for this team, mainly because of what I said originally. You bring in these free agents. You bring in guys that will make a difference not only in 5-on-5 hockey, but in the special teams, where the Red Wings were severely lacking last year. The penalty kill was 6 for 6 in their first preseason game. I understand it's preseason, but that is still very impressive to see. Like, David Perron is going to be a very good addition to those power play units. I'm excited for this Red Wings team. Stevie rebuilt this roster, revamped this roster, not just by pulling guys up from Grand Rapids, but going out there and getting actual legitimate, solidified NHL pieces. Like, Kubliak had 2 goals last night he had 1 goal last night against Chicago. He had 2 goals against Pittsburgh in the first preseason game.
Yeah.
Adam Ernie, had 2 goals last night. Ernie is going to be a 4th liner on this team. Like, these are guys that you expect to go out there, make some plays. You expect these guys that Stevie Y brought in to be exciting, to be presences in that locker room. So I'm excited for it. I'm really excited to see not only what Derek Lalonde can do, but what this injection of legitimate NHL talent into a roster that was already littered with good up-and-coming young players can result in.
See, man, you got me sold.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, all that stuff, and then, like, last year, what honestly drew me in was, like, hearing all the hype about this guy, Soderblom. Look how big this guy is on skates.
Oh, he's sniping somebody for sure.
Yeah, this is Daniel Brewston next to this guy on skates. He looks like a monster. What happened though for me though is we talked about in BDE. I had to do a little bit of my homework for it, so I actually ended up watching tape on this guy, being like a novice to hockey. This is how I became the Swedish scout. And I'm watching this kid, and like you said, Spinny, like it's not like he's like a big bruiser or anything like that. This guy's got some finesse to him.
Yes.
And as a novice of hockey, I'm watching this and like seeing it on the screen, and then top of like. If you guys never seen NHL playoff hockey, there's nothing. I mean, MMA I'd put up there, but I'm also biased in that aspect. But team sport-wise, NFL playoffs, NHL playoffs, probably even more so. Just so damn intense, so damn physical. It's everything you like. American sports, football's number one because of like the physicality and stuff like that. Hockey brings that to you. Now there's like the little like nuances you have to learn, like icing, which I feel like is kind of a judgment call sometimes, it seems like.
Well, they changed the rule. I mean, it's not really a judgment call, but they changed the rule on it a couple years back to where the defender can't just like stop skating for the puck to get into the restriction zone. He actually has to try to keep going to get it. So if the defender like pulls up and he's just like lollygagging it to get to the puck, then they won't call the icing.
Soderblom, Soderblom, the column in the Woodward Sports Chat. I'm just letting you guys know because I want to start talking Red Wings because I feel like they're on the up and up. Obviously, all of Detroit sports has been on the low, and I feel like they're going to be the quickest to make the turnaround. Last year, you saw them in a couple wild card graphics. Obviously, they didn't belong in those wild card graphics, but we did. Stevie Y did a little Salt Bay action here and added some vets, and another gentleman who's the big bruiser guy we've got that people are kind of mad about because he's old, but
Ben Sherratt.
Yeah, Ben Sherratt. But wasn't there like a playoff contender like traded like 2 first or a second rounder? Like they gave him a lot of capital to get him on their team before like the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which obviously he's, they want him. You know what I'm saying? He's like the John Kaminsky type. But Sam, are you a big hockey guy?
I mean, I'm not as big of a hockey guy as I am other sports, but I still love me some hockey. And this Red Wings team, I don't know. It's got me pretty excited because you got young guys. You got guys that Stevie Y drafted, like Mo Seider, who's trending upwards into being one of the best defensemen in the NHL. You got Lucas Raymond, who I believe can take the leap into becoming a 30-goal guy next season. You even got Simon Edvinsson. He was a guy that a defenseman who I hope to see in the NHL by the end of the year. And of course, you got Jakub Vrana, who, if he plays a full season, I'm expecting him to lead the team in goals. And that doesn't even include Dylan Larkin, who's coming off of arguably his best season. Tyler Bertuzzi, who is unequivocally coming off of his best season. You added free agents like Ben Sherratt, who can help out the defensive depth. You've got Andrew Kopp, who is a legitimate second-line center, who wins faceoffs, who went to New York last season and was a pivotal member of that team that went really far in the playoffs. He was a more than a point-a-game guy. And you got Dominik Kubalik, who had a damn good rookie year for the Blackhawks, but kind of fell off. But maybe that's because he was in that rat-ass Chicago Blackhawks culture and then coming to a good culture that has a new coach, that has Stevie Y, one of the best GMs in the NHL and is ours. And I think that he could really thrive.
So you got the storyline with it, too. You got Stevie Y returning back to Hockey Town, the place he helped build to like do this as well. Like, I don't know, man. It's going to be like a 30 for 30 one day.
And Soderblom, what if he becomes something? The freak, the 6'8", 250 forward. He was not a
100%.
high draft pick. He was drafted 159th overall. If he actually becomes what you two think he could be, and maybe I think he could be, and what we have expectations for him as, that's worse. That's like better than a steal. That's highway robbery. That's like $1 million heist type of thing. So this Red Wings team, I'm pretty excited. There's a word that starts with a P that I'm having dreams of it. Is it going to happen? I'm not going to say it yet, but
People's organs, like Jeffrey Dahmer. Is that what you're talking
People's
about?
organs, absolutely. You
sounds oddly familiar.
You got it, but the Red Wings, of all the teams in Detroit, I think they're the one that's going to turn it around the fastest, and they're the one that's trending the highest upwards with how well Stevie Y has drafted and the free agents he brought in that were relatively cheap. I'm excited about this Red Wings season, like giddy.
100%. And like, there's one difference too. As much as like we believe in Troy Weaver, as much as we're hyped about Brad Holmes, Stevie Y's done it. You know what I'm saying? He's quite literally built a championship team, and also participated in winning a couple himself. What were you laughing about earlier, Spinny?
No, the guy who's getting his haircut like soft, so he's like leaning back. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in there." He's getting his camera time. That was pretty funny.
He's probably looking back on the TV for other reasons. Because other view that goes along
But
with
no,
it.
dude, I'm really excited for this Red Wings team. Like you said, the prodigal son has returned in Steve Yzerman to lead this team, and we talk about Troy Weaver coming in, fixing the Pistons. We talk about what Brad Holmes is doing with the Lions, but Steve Yzerman has done it before. He built a juggernaut that won multiple Stanley Cups. And that's what he's coming back to do to the Red Wings. You love to see it. The guy has been on fire, not only drafting, but this was his first year where he sunk his teeth into free agency. And like I said, these guys that he added take so much off of the rookies and off of the young guys that they can go out there, they can learn, they can adapt, they can grow while they have these legitimate NHL players doing things for them, doing the dirty work, doing things that win games. So I'm really excited for it.
Not excited as I am to recommend SMA to anybody struggling with mental illnesses and drug issues.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. I used to work in this field. I know that stigma is a huge thing about people trying to come forward, trying to get the help they need. They're worried about how they think other people will perceive them. So if you are struggling or know someone who is, make sure you go check out thesportsma.com to get the help you deserve. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open, unlimited play as long as you stay there as long as you can. They also have private lane reservation, $120 for 10 to 12 people. If you get thirsty, they have a mystery beer vending machine for just $2, as well as multiple fully loaded bars if you want to make a decision. So go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex. You got sauce to the TD booth, JB Smooth the ones and twos, and the legend killer, the legend serial killer, Flannel Sam in the building. Prototype A, if you guys are wondering. No, I'm just kidding. The good looking one's gonna wait with it for a while, you know. So they rack up the numbers.
Hey, I mean, no.
The chat going crazy, man. I'm gonna make this into a meme, but Detroit Dabber had a fire comment on the Jeffrey Dahmer stuff. It's like a big Dan Campbell guy biting kneecaps.
Biting kneecaps? Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't been a meme yet.
I'm onto it. Unless somebody in the chat live right now beats me to it. I also want to note just one more thing, and I'm promised we're back to sports.
Oh my God.
Dahmer went to OSU, so just saying, there's sign. The
person eating in a university.
Yeah, the person eating in a university. Back to Detroit Lions talk, Spinny. You care we get some tunes for this one, JB? Because yesterday I had you break down the offense of the Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Now I saw you back doing your homework. What's good with this defense, man?
Yeah, I think we're in a little bit different of a situation when you look at the defense. Obviously, we know the Lions' defense has struggled this year, but Seattle's defense has struggled about just as bad this year as the Lions have. You look at, I'm going to start with some obvious ones to get them out of the way first. I think safety is obviously Seahawks, especially with the loss of Tracy Walker. I think Quandre Diggs will be the best player on the field. We all know, we love, Quandre. We miss him. He was a great player in Detroit, but he's only since upped his game after he traveled out west. You look what he's done, man. Back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons in Seattle the past 2 years. Back-to-back 5 interception seasons in Seattle the past 2 years. In 2021, he racked up 94 tackles from his position as strong safety. So it's very impressive to see what this guy's doing. He is flourishing in Seattle. So I'm going to give the safety position to the Seahawks. Then I look at the cornerback situation. I think this is an obvious one as well, and I'm giving it to the Lions because Seattle's cornerbacks are kind of untested. They have a rookie in Kobe Bryant who is not putting up the best numbers. He's a good tackler, a sure tackler, but he is not the best in coverage.
Damn,
and
he's starting for them?
Yeah, and he is still working hard to try to get adapted to the NFL. And then you have Mike Jackson, that's pretty wild that their starting quarterbacks are Kobe Bryant and Mike Jackson. But Mike Jackson is not. I put Mike Jackson equals nobody. Like he hasn't been much in his career. He hasn't done much to warrant much use. He's having an all right season this year, but it's I think Jeff Okudah and Amani Omowaria are better than both of those guys. And then we go to things that I'm looking at the linebacker position next.
Yeah.
And I gave it to the Seahawks. As much as I like our guy Malcolm Rodriguez, as much as I think he's having a great season.
You're getting hip tossed tomorrow.
What Jordan Brooks has done in his first couple seasons in the NFL is pretty astounding. You look at the stats from this guy, it's pretty wild. In 2021, he had 109 solo tackles. 109 solo tackles. He racked up 184 combined tackles on the season in 2021. That's an amazing stat. That is ridiculous. He has 32 tackles already this season. The guy's a monster. The guy's a ball hawk. He does nothing but get to the ball and make the tackles. And then you got Cody Barton on the other side. He also already has 27 tackles this season. He's got 1 sack. He is kind of an unproven guy. You look at the rest of his career before this year, he hasn't been in a starting role, so he doesn't put up that many numbers. But to have 27 tackles already this season is pretty impressive. As much as I like Malcolm Rodriguez, I think Jordan Brooks is the real deal. He's the guy they brought in to replace Bobby Wagner, and he has been doing it at an exponentially great level. It's insane that they just found possibly another generational linebacker after theirs already left. And then you go to the defensive line. This I give to the Lions in spades. Even with the injuries, I think Aidan Hutchinson is better than anybody on the Seahawks defensive line. You look at people inside, I think Aleem McNeil is better than either of the Seahawks defensive tackles. Really, the only person on the Seahawks defensive line that you're like, all right, he's going to be a problem is Quentin Jefferson. The guy is big. The guy makes plays. He gets into the backfield as well as plays well in the run game. But I think we can easily take care of him with the strength of our offensive line. But just basing a D-line, I'm going to give it to the Lions because I think Hutch and Charles Harris are better than Jefferson and Poona Ford. But it's kind of a toss-up for the defenses as a whole. They're both ranked pretty low so far this season. The Seahawks seem to struggle in the passing game more than they do in the rushing game. They're giving up about 240 passing yards per game, while only about 157 on the ground, and they're giving up 23 points per game. So while the Lions defense is also struggling to stop the ball, The Lions defense is giving up much more points than the Seahawks, about 12 more points per game than the Seahawks. So that's where it is. I think really the outliers on the Seattle defense, really the only two players that are like, all right, those guys are going to make some game-changing plays are Jordan Brooks and Quandre Diggs. I think those are the two guys that we're going to have to look out for on that defense.
I think I saw somewhere too Al Woods. Somebody, I don't know if he's a DM for him or whatever. I was hearing he's a stud. At least it was Dan Campbell talking about it. But fun fact about that Seahawks defense. Me and Sus doing the homework. They let up the most. Third most.
Their nose tackle.
Yeah, the third most rushing yards in the NFL right now, behind the Lions actually. And I look at the strength of this team, especially heading in with all these damn injuries. So we're gonna need to have some production. What about you, Sam? I know you did some homework on the defense as well.
Oh yeah, the safety thing. That's Spencer's absolutely right. That edge absolutely goes to the Seahawks. But if Tracy Walker were playing, I might have to give the edge to the Lions, but he's not.
It's
but neither is Jamal Adams for the Seahawks. But Quandre Diggs, I mean, he's our old friend. We know how good he is. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Sure, I love
the
Detroit too, by the way.
Love Quandre, man.
Yeah, Quandre was that guy. And with Tracy Walker being out, I don't know if I trust guys like Melifonwu or Juju Hughes or Kirby Joseph. I don't know if they're quite ready at corner. I think corner is probably where the Seahawks are among the weakest. You've got Kobe Bryant, who's a rookie. You've got Mike Jackson, who's a nobody, like you said. He's a non-factor whatsoever. They also have Tariq Woolen, who has gotten some playing time. He's also a rookie. So the Seahawks, they've just got like a bunch of newbies back there. I really hope that the Lions can abuse that secondary. The linebacker, like you said, Jordan Brooks, his tackling, it's Bobby Wagner-esque. Is he as good as Bobby Wagner? Absolutely not, but he's come in and become a tackling machine. And the Lions' best linebacker, honestly, is Malcolm Rodriguez. And right now, obviously, Jordan Brooks is better than Malcolm Rodriguez. They also have linebackers who can rush the passer for the Seahawks, like Darrell Taylor. Last season had 6.5 sacks. Give that edge to the Seahawks. The defensive line, that's one. Even though the Lions' defensive line isn't great, I think the Seahawks defensive line is garbage, to put it nicely. I mean, Aidan Hutchinson, he's a second-round pick. He's had one great half. We hope that he's going to be great, but already I would put that as a win for the Lions. Charles Harris had 7.5 sacks last year, has had a safety this season, been good. Ali McNeil, obviously, is another linchpin of that defensive line, was an all-rookie last year, PFF all-rookie, and has started off the season pretty well. But yeah, on the Seahawks, I want to quiz you guys, the audience, for heavyweights. Have you heard of Shelby Harris, Al Woods, Poona Ford? No disrespect to those guys. Those guys are all mid. I mean, Quentin Jefferson's all right, coming back from Las Vegas, but that defensive line, if those are your starters, and I'm not saying they're all trash, I'm just saying that's not a NFL caliber starting defensive line. So to sum it all up, defensive line and corner, Lions, obviously, and safety and linebacker, I would go with Seahawks.
Yeah. Look at that. I like having you guys break that stuff down.
Yeah.
I'm busy doing all the other stuff. No, I think we still have a chance, like, despite the injuries, again, like the defensive line, the way you guys put it, and just knowing, like, you know, our run game, our strength is our run game. We're at home in this situation, too. So that's something we might be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and if you want to take advantage of the scenic views behind Sam Flannel, there's only one place you can go, and you know that's Lady Jane's. Because as you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome. When I get off the show, if I want to clean up, you know, my dead ends a little bit, maybe take an inch or two off, I can sit down in one of those chairs, and I know my girls, Alyssa or Megan, will take care of me. I highly recommend you get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king as well. They are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So like I said, man, get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you. No appointment necessary. At Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. We are Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
OddsTrader.com is the one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Guys, I tell you this every single day. You're spending your money. Don't do it blindly. Shop for the best odds at OddsTrader.com right now. Maximize your winners with OddsTrader. Go to OddsTrader.com right now for your best bet. Just in time for some Thursday night football too. I'm just saying, I might shop the odds tonight. I feel like the Bengals might be a good underdog to take. I don't know what they are right now, but I'm curious. Actually, JB, you're better. What you know what they're looking at the top of your head? Are the Bengals underdogs, favorites?
Bengals are favorites. They're minus 3.5.
Wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
That is pretty wild.
But 1 and 2 Bengals favored. All right, I'm cool with it. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Mode Rex.
What up,
live on WoodwardSports.com. I got Young Sus in the TD booth. JB's who are the ones and twos. And before she goes away, I need that cake can for my guy Flannel Sam. Hurry up, Sus. Hurry up. Let's go! Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Carrying on with the show, though.
We know how to market to these guys, man.
Yeah.
We know how to
That's
market
all
to
you
these
right
guys.
now, Sus. There we go. We could just, are we going to get in trouble for this? Maybe not.
Probably not.
Anyway, carrying on with the show. You got some Pistons prep in here.
I do.
What's good, man?
I do. I'm trying to look at, they added Alec Burks, they added Nerlens Noel, they obviously added Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren in the draft, and then they go out and trade for a guy like Bojan Bogdanovic, who are all minute guys, who are all guys rotational pieces. And so I'm just trying to figure out whose minutes are going to get cut, whose minutes are going to go down after adding guys like this, after getting guys like that out on the floor. And obviously, you lose Jeremy Grant, so you don't have to worry about that. That's about 30 minutes a game. That is just off the books. That will probably go, a lot of that will go to Jaden Ivey. Obviously, you add him into the rotation, so he's going to eat up a lot of those minutes.
Yeah.
You're looking at guys like Killian Hayes is going to have to lose some minutes. Corey Joseph, he had 24 minutes a game last year. Get that out of here. I don't want to see Corey Joseph averaging 2 minutes a game. Keep his ass on the bench. We can get the rest of these guys out here running plays, getting some minutes, splitting it up amongst them. Because, like I said, Alec Burks is a 24 minutes a game guy. Bojan Bogdanovic is a 26 minutes a game guy. Obviously, you want to keep Jaden Ivey on the floor as much as possible for him to develop. You want to throw Jalen Duren, 20 minutes a game to try to get him in there and move him out. So there's going to be a lot of moving pieces. You're gonna have to adjust this lineup. You're gonna have to do a lot of different things to make sure these guys get the minutes they deserve.
Sus. Pass the ball to you. This is your moment to shine.
Listen, man. And Corey Joseph gone. No discussion. Gone. Off with the head. Done with you. And then Hamidou Diallo's on the chopping block for sure. Hamidou Diallo is definitely losing a lot of minutes. He may even find his way completely out of the rotation. He'll definitely start this season in the rotation. Yes.
You said Hamidou's will find his... No way,
He can. He definitely can.
He's so much life off the bench.
And that's why he'll start
defensively too.
That he'll start the season in the rotation, but I could definitely see him being out of the rotation, assuming Burks is with us past the deadline. Because we need shooting more than anything, and I think you're going to see that with Cade, that shooting is a premium. And so that and the front court will be crowded. Obviously, you got the departures of Olynyk and Lyles that really help free up a lot of minutes. Isaiah Stewart will probably take some minute cut, but roughly he'll stay around his area. Bagley will stay around his area that he averaged when he came here. Because I mean, if you remember that last stretch of the Pistons season, there was a lot of filler. Braxton Keys was getting 20 minutes a game. Isaiah Livers, we love Isaiah Livers, and we want to see more of him. But you know, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be really, really fighting for a rotation spot, because realistically, you got 11 to 12 guys that could actually play on any given night. And I'm curious to see what Troy Weaver will do, but eventually he'll cut that down to 10, and if we're a playoff team, that rotation gets to 9 or 8. So it's going to be tough for a lot of players. Noel too. Noel is a guy that may start the season and then be out of the rotation by the end of the season. So it's going to be, like Spencer said, very fluid.
Yeah, I guess I forgot Livers too, because I'm here defending like Diallo, and him getting minutes, because I feel like he played 2 and a 3. But I mean, Livers, I feel like he do the same thing, almost in 3 and 4. I mean, and I like Livers' energy off the bench as well.
Yeah,
I like both. I feel like Diallo just was. Obviously, we had a losing record at the end of the day, so maybe this means very little. But the times he did get in the game, he was explosive. You know what I'm saying? He was in the defensive presence as well. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's a slam dunk champion, so when he gets to the rim and those fast breaks and stuff too, after creating those turnovers, put on a show.
He played good for us last year, and he definitely deserves to start the season in the rotation. And I think there's no way that he doesn't play opening night, unless it's obviously health. Like, he will be in the rotation at the beginning of the season. His minutes will have to be taken from him. They won't just be given away. But you added Burks and Ivy, who are two. Ivy's going to start, but Burks is going to get near starter level minutes, especially because this team wants to win, and they're going to rely on a veteran presence. And again, I just can't emphasize enough, Cade. We're going to see a different Cade this year, and that's because he's going to have shooting around him. He's going to have shooting around him. He's going to be Gaines Cunningham. It's going to be great. And honestly, once you see Burke strapping it from 3 off Cade pick and rolls, swinging it to the weak side, you're not going to want Diallo in as much. Right when you said Cade, it connected for me, because that's why I believe Cade's like not his biggest strength. Maybe it could be his biggest strength. This is playmaking ability, though. He plays the game at cerebrally like another level than most players, especially at his age too. So having a Burks, a guy who got pull the trigger any moment. I mean, that's a nice asset to have.
Yeah, it's you like I said, you surrounded Cade Cunningham not only with size.
Yeah.
We saw how much his numbers improved after just getting Bagley, and you go out and you get Nerlens Noel, you draft a guy like Jalen Duren, you give him the freak athleticism to put pressure on the basket of a Jalen Duren, of a Jaden Ivey, and then you get shooters in Alec Burks, in Bojan Bogdanovic, who are cold-blooded, like close to 40% three-point shooters, NBA veterans, guys that know how to get to their spots, know how to hit shots on the NBA level. So like I said, those guys are going to be seeing more minutes than a lot of our other bench guys because of the spacing they bring to the game, the shooting acumen. It is very impressive. It is very important for this team when you have 2 slashing guards like Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, to have, if you have Alec Burks or Sadiq Bey or Bojan Bogdanovic, or a combination of the 3 out on the floor at the same time with Isaiah Stewart, with Marvin Bagley, with someone like that, that is a dangerous lineup full of different ways to score the ball, different ways to put pressure on the basket, and the defense has to be keyed in on all of those elements. So we're not going to be seeing Cade Cunningham getting double-teamed at a rate higher than Kevin Durant this year.
Yeah, that was wild.
Because there are other people who can make things happen and other people who can hit shots on this team.
Yeah, and I think I said it last year throughout the season and up to the draft, too, when it comes to Keegan Murray. I kept saying I want to be able to stretch the floor. I want people to stay true to the 3. We were terrible at that last year, and I pointed to Cade's initial pro comparison and Luka Doncic. You look at that Dallas team; this is him and a lot of shooters. And I feel like defensively they lack some athleticism. I mean, obviously, my man who's in New York now too, balling out a little bit, but nonetheless, you surround Luka with shooters, and it's a winning recipe. You know what I'm saying? He carried that team. I mean, they just need one more star. I feel like he can get there, but Cade's that type though. Surround with some shooters, he can carry you somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what Luka Doncic had, and those are great role players. No disrespect to any of them, but he didn't have another real co-star behind him.
Yeah,
like,
never. He's never.
Like Jalen Brunson played phenomenal. He was awesome.
Jalen Brunson, yeah.
He was awesome, but we all know he's not ever going to be an actual all-star.
100%.
Like the media will give him all-star consideration because he's in New York this year, but he's not actually an all-star. Like Cade, if any of these guys around Cade turn into an all-star, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Even if he's Luka Doncic light, check it out. Even if he's Luka Doncic light, man. I mean, that's why I'm so excited. He's never had shooters like Burks and Bojan in his entire basketball life.
Yeah.
Like, all we've been saying is get him shooters. Look at his college tape. College tape, he was getting 10 assists to bums. Then we go, wait till he comes to the Pistons, man. He'll have pros.
He has
basically bums.
Yeah.
The most missed assist opportunities in the NBA.
Because he was throwing the ball to Hamidou Diallo on the perimeter, to Trey Lyles, to Isaiah Stewart, to Killian Hayes. Like now he has guys who are legitimate NBA three-point threats in this lineup. So I'm very excited for it. Like I said, Bojan, I think 38%. Alec Burks, 39%. Like, these are career numbers for these guys. Anywhere they go, shooting translates. So I'm super excited. Sam, how do you feel about it?
I am pretty damn excited about this team moving forward. I mean, getting Bojan Bogdanovic, I was floored. It was one of those Troy Weaver works his magic again, because if you are, and he has been at points in his career, a 40% three-point shooter. Alec Burks at points in his career, I think including last year, was a 40% three-point shooter. You are a plus basketball player in the NBA. You just are. And Cade Cunningham being able to have those threats from the perimeter to be able to kick it out to when he's getting double-teamed, that is something that he didn't have last year. The shooting was not good on this team. I think their best shooter was probably Sadiq Bey. I mean, it definitely was. And he was streaky. He'd be really hot one night and really cold the other night. So I think that is huge. I think this gives them an opportunity to play lineups that are more small, maybe like weaker defensively with like Bojan at the 4 and Bagley at the 5. Or if you even want like a more defensive lineup, you can slide in Nerlens Noel and then maybe Isaiah Stewart at the 4 and maybe like Bojan at the 3, Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, or Sadiq Bey probably over Bojan, to be honest. But still, the possibilities are endless, and you could possibly say goodbye to Corey Joseph. He should not have any minutes on this team.
So.
Killian Hayes, he is on notice. He better improve his shooting or he will have no minutes on this team. He can't be 30-20 anymore. And for those of you who don't know, that is my nickname for Killian Hayes right now, because his career shooting percentage is in the 30s and his career three-point percentage is in the 20s. I don't care how good of a playmaker you are, how good of a defender you are a below average basketball player if you put up those shooting numbers. So if you can't tell, I'm pretty giddy about the Pistons and Troy Weaver. Man, talking Red Wings and Pistons has got me really amped up. Look at the wizardry of Troy Weaver and Steve Yzerman.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah, facts.
My guy, Flannel Sam, looking like Dahmer, sounding like Sada with all the Killian hate there. Hey, we gotta pay some bills, though, guys. Let me tell you first about Citron. Oh yeah, because right now it's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and right now you can try their 6-pack sampler box at CitronWorld.com/Red Wings. Again, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. As you know, we just discussed the Detroit Red Wings. We're pretty pumped up about it, so make sure you guys check that out. This is Woodward Heavyweights on WoodwardSports.com. We'll be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Wadata! Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. They call him Flannel Sam the Pootie Tang of Detroit Sports Talk. That's one of his lines. Wadata. Right? I got that one, JB, right?
Yeah, I think you got that one right.
Wadata! I'll have to look it up after the show. Flannel Sam, you seen Pootie Tang?
I have not seen Pootie Tang. I was about to say, don't look at me. Don't look at me for the reference. So when you said JB, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
It's a cultural movie, if you will. I'm your boy, he's Joe, my man, Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
Got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s, and Flannel Sam. Surrounded by a bunch of uncultured swines right now, dude. Nonetheless, I want to talk, bring it back to the king of sports talk.
Have you seen
NFL.
The Sound of Music? What about West Side Story, bro?
I know, I was surprised you and Stick going back and forth about West Side Story. I'm like, who? Why you guys sat down to watch that?
I've never seen West Side Story.
Yeah, but you guys have the little insiders.
Jet till the dot, or I don't know. But
I can't sit through musicals, man. It's the corniest shit.
Hamilton was pretty good.
Ever, bro.
Have you seen Hamilton?
I can't do musicals, bro.
It's a rap musical. About the founding fathers.
It's just corny.
It's like the newest one.
I can't get into a story when it breaks out in a song every 10 minutes. This is not how like real life goes. I'm never like, well, maybe me and you because we both have ADD, but like you never like real life in court. You just like lost the case. And you're like, well,
it's not bad though. Check out the soundtrack when you get a chance.
Hamilton's fire.
Yeah.
Hamilton's good.
The soundtrack is fire.
Is there like no
Nas, Davies, whole bunch of spitters. On it.
Is Nas in the movie?
No.
You're just saying the soundtrack.
No, just the soundtrack.
Okay. I'll check it out. See, I started talking musicals, numbers went down. All right. Back to the Detroit Lions. I actually missed this one earlier in the show. I want to ask you guys, because obviously you said it's a must win, and you said there's no excuses for the Detroit Lions. I heard you on BDE.
Yes.
I think Flannel Sam, you're in the same boat, but I can't quote you like I just did Spinny.
Yes.
I also believe this is a must win, and that because I started thinking about it. The reason why I asked this question: why do you think the Lions can win? Because like on paper, I don't know if we can say we're the better team anymore after all these damn injuries. What up, Spinny? You cracking up? I have to know. I gotta know. Just at least tell me who said it so I can laugh.
Clown sauce.
Oh man, hashtag clown sauce. Oh no, I don't even want to know what clown sauce. In the Woodward Sports chat, Spinny. Why do you think the Detroit Lions still are better on paper and should beat the Seattle Seahawks in this upcoming game? Just read the comment, bro.
No, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. He doesn't like Hamilton. He said Hamilton's a joke.
Oh,
but
this is a total insider if you're not part of the Woodward Sports chat.
But yeah. So why we are still gonna beat the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday? One, I think they're coming back. Obviously, from a tough loss against the Vikings. They're coming home against a team I still think they are better than on paper, even with the injuries. I still think they're better than the Seattle Seahawks, even with the injuries they've suffered. So I think they can still beat this team. You look at, like I said, the defensive categories, both pretty similar. They have very untested young corners, along with 2 rookie tackles starting for them. That is a combination to get torched. That is a combination to have your, first of all...
But hold on. Like, by who, though? You say we got Josh Reynolds?
Aidan Hutchinson and Charles Harris, first of all, against those rookie tackles. So I think they're going to be in the backfield all day. On the outside, DJ Chark. Hopefully he's back. Hopefully he's healthy. If not, Khalif Raymond, Quintez Cephas. These guys have caught balls, have played games in the NFL. Like Khalif Raymond can go out there, and I think he can mix up Mike Jackson. Quintez Cephas can go out there, and I think he can little boy Kobe Bryant. These are guys that you can take advantage. It does. These are guys that you can take advantage of. These are guys that you can...
Jeffrey Dahmer.
These are guys you can target and say, I'm going after him. I'm going after Kobe Bryant. I'm going after Mike Jackson. We're putting up 2 of our best rush ends both on this tackle, overloading this side of the line, and we're taking Geno Smith's head off. So I think the Lions, and we're biting it. I still think the Lions can come back and win this game.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it because, like, initially when healthy, yeah, we're for sure the best team on paper, without a doubt, no debate. But, like, 7 starters out, or possibly 6, I'm sorry. Like, are we still the best team on paper, Flannel Sam?
I mean, the only way that the Lions lose this game, in my opinion, is if every single person who is questionable is out. I'm talking Amon-Ra, Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, Frank Ragnow, Jonah Jackson. Like, all of them are out, which, just by the law of probability, I don't think that's going to happen. But regardless of all that, the Lions are going to win this game because they have to. It is a must-win. I do believe no matter who's on the offensive line, they're still going to have Taylor Decker. There's no question about him. They can abuse this Seahawks defensive line. That, I think, is one of their weakest spots. Jamal Williams, when Jamal Williams was the primary running back last week, they did not miss a step. 20 carries, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. They absolutely have to abuse the Seahawks on the ground. Like Spencer said, another one of their weaknesses, the corners. The corners are just a lot of young, untested guys. We don't know if they're any good yet. No matter who plays for the Lions at wide receiver, whether it is Khalif Raymond and Quintez Cephas, they should be able to get theirs. Jared Goff is still playing. He's actually played pretty well this year. And on defense, Aidan Hutchinson and Charles Harris should win their matchups against 2 rookie tackles. Malcolm Rodriguez doesn't have any injury concern. In their one win, he played exceptionally and has been their best linebacker all season, to the delight of you guys. And Jeff Okudah, there's no injury concern about him this week. He has been, dare I say, a Pro Bowl corner through the first 3 weeks.
Wow.
So all that being said, the Lions are going to win this game because it is a must-win, and they have to. And for all the reasons I just mentioned. If they lose this game, any hope of doing anything, any hope of even winning, I think, 6 or 7 games is done. You cannot let a home game against a bad team like the Seahawks slip away.
100%, I'm with you. It is a must-win. And the why I still believe we can, although, again, I'd say we're no longer like the better team on paper due to the health concerns going into this one. But just the offensive line, I think we have enough pieces healthy on there. Penei Sewell, I messaged Brian Baldinger, try to get him on the show. He's like, I'm just too busy. I don't know if he talks like that. Imagine how he talks. He's like, I'm just too busy, blah, blah, blah. But no, you see him break it down every single day, Penei Sewell. You know, and is Penei Sewell even like 22 yet? I think he said in one of the tweets, he's like, yeah, I think he actually might only be 21. Like, he's just a beast already. You know what I'm saying? Like, our offensive game isn't taking a step back. And just schematically, too, Ben Johnson's like run scheme is just insane and out of this world. I think Jamal Williams is more than capable. Sus, you and I looked in the back when we were researching on the rush defense for the Seattle Seahawks. They had up to second most yards per game in the NFL right now, 157. That's our strength. I'm saying we should be able to utilize that at home, 100%.
And I can't believe I forgot about Penei Sewell. If Penei Sewell is playing, the offensive line will dominate the Seahawks defensive line. And Taylor Decker, there's no injury concern with him this week. The running game should at least amass 4.5 yards a carry this week. There's no excuses for them not to.
100%. And then Kobe Bryant, I did like him in college, or I guess coming up, like scouting him a little bit.
Cincinnati, right?
Yeah. Blows my mind that he's starting for them. I don't know if that's like indicative to their cornerback room, or just if he's like cold like I thought he was.
Yeah,
but
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I thought the Seahawks had a fantastic draft. They got him,
for sure.
Kenneth Walker. I think they got one of those edge rushers too.
Boye Mafe.
Yeah, Mafe. JB, you think the Lions can win still?
Oh, of course. Of course they can still win. The only way we lose this game is in the second half if we let off the gas. If we end up getting tired and just start making errors, mistakes, and missed responsibilities on defense right there. But Ben Johnson has said that he has a contingency plan on offense, so that I don't know if that's a positive or what, but he seems to know.
Tom Kennedy.
I know. he seems to know that somehow, some way, the offense is not going to change. Just slight adjustments, everything's still going to flow the same.
I think it's because Khalif Raymond's going to just slide into Amon-Ra's spot. Obviously, he's not the same player. I'm not saying anything like that, but I think they're going to use him in the same way that they've been using Amon-Ra this season.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I think Khalif's obviously like built different. Amon-Ra's a little bit bigger, I'd say. I mean, he's faster, for sure. Khalif is like a gadget guy anyway. I think I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a lot more like I don't like bubble screens, like type. I don't know, there's weird plays you do with those guys that got that type of speed because he can make you miss in space. That's why he's our punt returner. But I'm looking back to the game they played against the San Francisco 49ers, which for sure is a better defense than ours. But Joey Bosa went off that game 2 sacks. So I feel like if Aiden's what Aiden's supposed to be, and if Charles at least what we think he can be, which at 7.5 sacks. I'm not calling you premier edge rusher, but one of the better ones. You guys got to eat this game.
Mm-hmm.
Gino got to go down at least 3 times.
Hey, and remember, all the wide receivers we mentioned are questionable. Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, and Amon-Ra St. Brown might all play. And if they do, that Seattle secondary is in for a long day because they're untested. We don't even know if they're good. If the Lions, like I said, if the Lions' questionable players play, I'm pretty damn confident, but I'm confident no matter what. They got to win this game.
Spinny risking it all in the chat right now.
They told me, like, she and Alyssa both said, like, we need a little name tag.
Yeah.
If they're going to be there, because come in and get your haircut.
For sure. Let's remove the lettering on the windows and all that stuff. Lions defense needs to step up regardless, Spinny. Where's the place they can call to do that?
Guardian, obviously. Obviously, they need a guardian. They need someone to protect them. And if you need someone to protect you, whether you're at home or on the road, Guardian Alarm is the place to call. With their 24/7 local monitoring, they make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800. Stay out! That's 1-800.
Stay out!
Right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Big Frog, and right now, all month long, you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. I don't even have one of those. All I got is the Draft Cocaine shirt, and I can't wear that. It's got Adam's face on it. So all you have to do is go into Big Frog and Novi, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So make sure you go to Big Frog Novi today or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
R.I.P. again. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rex.
Check it out.
We got Young Sus in the TD booth and JB Smooth on the 1s and 2s. And I feel like I sound like a jazz DJ.
Stop.
What?
Stop. No more rips.
No more rips?
Yeah,
Why?
it's too soon.
It's Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I miss?
Nothing. I'll tell you after the show.
Man. Tonight's Thursday Night Football, Spinny.
It is.
We do pick'ems every week.
We do.
I'm putting you on the spot. Would you guys like to add this game to the pick'em?
You guys want to? We'll do a consensus.
I'm down. Why not?
Make this one of the 6, or we'll do 7.
Okay.
We'll do 7 this week.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right.
We got the Bengals at home. White. You see that they did to the field?
What?
They're wearing Klopp's favorite jerseys, man. I'm just kidding. They got the white jerseys with the tiger stripes. Hey, man. It's all us still. You know what it is. I mean, I think. I don't know. I just accepted it.
Those
at this point.
are going to be some fire jerseys, fire uniforms. I'm very.
Only if they made the helmets more pointy. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Back to the game. Back to the game. My edible's kicking in. Is Tua Tagovailoa playing tonight? You guys know?
Yeah, Tua's playing. I'm pretty sure. Oh, what's the spread for the game? Do you know the spread?
It's 48.5, I believe.
You said it's -3 Bengals, right?
Yeah, it's -3 for the Bengals.
-3 for the Bengals.
3.5.
All right, so is Tua Tagovailoa playing? Is Tua playing?
I saw he was questioned, but I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, him playing or not playing, I can't. Do I tell the people what's going on?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Dolphins got a pretty good defense too, though. Like for Tua to remain as mid as he is and still have a winning record, it's a lot of it's thanks to that defense, and I got to give them their due credit. Obviously, the Bengals have a bad offensive line.
Tua Tagovailoa is expected to play tonight versus the Bengals after being listed as questionable. I'm taking the Dolphins.
Okay. I think I'm going to go Bengals. I don't know why. It's just like a feeling. No logic in it. Truly just a feeling. Sus?
Expert analysis says Bengals without a question.
Who do you pick?
He picked the Bengals. Because he liked their costume. I mean, their...
No, not at all. Dolphins. I changed my mind. Dolphins.
Football there, brother.
JB, who do you got?
JB's with the Bengals tonight, too.
Yeah, agree the Bengals tonight, man.
What was that guy from Dave Chappelle's skit? You know, talking about the racist black dude?
Talking about Clayton
Bigsby?
Yeah,
Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah, Clayton Bigsby. That's JB going for the Bengals tonight. Those all whites. Let's go! My man's divorced his wife and everything. Who do I got?
Yeah.
Bengals.
You got the Bengals?
Yeah.
So I'm the only one on the Dolphins, huh?
I mean, it's crazy that they're not favored. I'm actually going to put money on the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like, logically, I think it's the Dolphins just because the Bengals have been, like, that bad this year to start the year. Protecting Joe Burrow. I mean, it's nice to have him and Jamar Chase, but we had that same combo here. Oh, not the same combo, a better one, in my opinion. And Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. And we see us have tons of losing seasons with those two. So
yeah,
it's not like they can't do it over there, too.
I think Christian Wilkins is going to put Joe Burrow on his ass a couple times tonight.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. Logically, I should go with the Dolphins, but I just got a feeling for the Bengals. I mean, they're at home. They're on the home lots.
Yeah.
So at least 3/5 better than what they were before in the orange. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yo, I love being, like, mixed. So I can say whatever. You couldn't say that joke.
No.
Didn't occur to us.
Oh, darn. Jesus Christ, man.
No. I'm going Bengals all night, though. It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like bright lights. They're obviously. I'm not trying to make a joke further. The uniforms are cold. They are, and it's they have to come back, bro. 1-2 at this point. Like you were in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Come on, wake up.
Yeah, I think eventually they'll turn around, but I don't think it's going to be tonight. I think the Dolphins have looked like one of the best teams in football.
They are.
And they go out there and they
By
prove
the
it.
numbers.
By the numbers, they are. By the numbers, Tua Tagovailoa is the second best quarterback in football.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think they're going to go out there and they're going to prove it. I think Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is too much for Cincinnati's defense. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins. But that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you guys for watching, tuning in to the WoodwardSports.com, where the live stream is. Make sure you check us out on WoodwardSports.com Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. For the man to my left,
Be
the
a friend,
one,
tell a friend,
the
share the
only
stream.
Speak Easy.
Hit the like button.
For Young Sus,
We love you.
a.k.a. Chris Platty, holding it down in the booth. Our boy JB Smooth in the audio booth. We had Sam Flannel on earlier. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.